name's Brady. Born in the year 2058. Music was my life.
I'm pleased to invite Brady to offer remarks on behalf of the graduating class.
To me, music is my best friend. It's a good company when I'm happy, and the best therapy when I'm down.
My name's Brady. Born in the year 2058. Music was my life.
I'm pleased to invite Brady to offer remarks on behalf of the graduating class.
To me, music is my best friend. It's a good company when I'm happy, and the best therapy when I'm down. With the help of amazing professors here, I acquired a lot of knowledge and skills in music, like having a key in hand. Now I'm ready to use the key to open up a new world.
That very day, the world toppled out of the blue. There was no longer need for music.
Boss, come to the control center. Something happened.
Hey, boss. Hey, boss. What's up?
The water was contaminated. We gotta go to the water treatment plant on the ground to clean the water reserve tank and restart the system.
Where's Fernando? It's the only one who can handle that facility.
Good news, it's a girl.
Look at my girl, boss. I'm a dad now.
Good for you, Fred.
Hey, little princess. You're the first baby coming to our fortress. Oh, sweetheart. Let me hold her for a while.
Hey, now you.
All right, listen up, guys. We got a problem.
I shouldn't have come to you right now. It's the water filter. Someone has to go up there and restart it. We do need your help. You okay?
It's been a year since anybody went there. It could be dangerous. Take care, and we will wait for you.
Thanks, babe. I gotta go. For all the survivors in the fortress, and for our daughter.
I'll bring him back safely. I promise.
Welcome to the last fortress, my friend. Come on in. The night's ready.
Another one. Welcome.
Take a seat, have a drink. There's a lot more to see.
1958. Music was my life.
I'm pleased by Brady to offer remarks on behalf of the graduating class.
To me, music is my best friend. It's a good company when I'm happy, and the best therapy when I'm down. With the help of amazing professors here, I acquired a lot of knowledge and skills in music, like having a key in hand. Now I'm ready to use the key to open up a new world.
On that very day, the world toppled out of the blue. There's no longer need for music.
Boss, come to the control center. Something happened.
Hey, boss.
Hey, boss. What's up?
The water was contaminated. We gotta go to the water treatment plant on the ground to clean the water reserve tank and restart the system.
Where's Fernando? It's the only one who can handle that facility.
Good news, it's a girl.
Look at my girl, boss. I'm a dad now.
Good for you, Fred.
Hey, little princess. You're the first baby coming to our fortress. Oh, sweetheart. Let me hold her for a while.
Hey, now you.
Alright, listen up, guys. We got a problem.
I shouldn't have come to you right now. It's the water filter. Someone has to go up there and restart it. We do need your help. You okay?
It's been a year since anybody went there. It could be dangerous. Take care, and we will wait for you.
Thanks, babe. I gotta go. For all the survivors in the fortress, and for our daughter.
We'll bring him back safely. I promise.
Welcome to the last fortress, my friend. Come on in. Dinner's ready.
Another one. Welcome.
Take a seat, have a drink. There's a lot more to see.
Commanders, welcome to the anniversary live party of Last Fortress. I'm May, today's presenter. Nice to see you all here. Beside me at today's anniversary live party, there's also my good friend, John, from the Last Fortress team. Hello, John.
Well, hello, May. Hello, Commanders. I am John from the Last Fortress team, and welcome to today's anniversary live party.
I haven't seen you here for a while, so what have you been doing recently?
Well, we have been preparing for this anniversary. And this is the first anniversary, and we want to celebrate it with all our commanders. This time, we have prepared a lot of amazing contents and events in and out of the game. And I believe that everyone has already participated in and experienced them. And in addition, I spent a lot of time preparing for this live party and prepared a lot of real stuff and surprises for our commanders. You can look forward to them in the following sections.
Wow, there seems to be a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
So I would like to preview some plans and contents of today's live broadcast with our commanders watching. First of all, we will talk with John about the launch of the 2 new factions, Lawbringers and Reekers, including 2 new heroes of these new factions, and share some new hero design ideas. We will also give you some lineup suggestions for your reference. Now, besides, John will also take this opportunity to respond to some of our commanders' concerns. And at the end, there will be some plans for our game in the future.
Yes, we have noticed that many commanders pay close attention to the gameplay and game content and have some questions. And therefore, we would like to take this opportunity to talk with you about some ideas on game development and design, hoping to provide you with some different ideas on game experience.
This sounds great. What else?
Well, sure. Besides the real stuff, we also prepared some game items, which will be sent out in the live.
Okay, I was just about to say it. Now, during this live stream, we have prepared a total of 4 rounds of gifts, which are some very useful game items. We will be issued in the form of gift codes. Now, keep your eyes on this live stream, commanders. Don't miss out on this amazing giveaway.
Yeah.
Okay, so with a brief preview of today's live stream, we can get straight to the point. Now, we have also made a short video for the anniversary to record some of the changes in the game over this past year. I believe you will be impressed by some of the moments, so let's take a look at them. After watching this video, there's a sudden feeling it's all happened just yesterday. Like all of these things happened, but it's already been almost a year ago.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, as developers, we were also very impressed when editing this video. And we are grateful to all commanders for accompanying us along the time.
Yes, thank you for your support. Now, normally at this point, we would be about to officially enter our first section, but John told me before the live stream that he was hoping for something different this time.
Yes, We just mentioned that you can get a lot of gifts for watching the live. And without further ado, let's start with the first round of giveaways.
That's right. Okay, you can see that there is a gift code on the screen. Now, by using this code, you can claim our first round of gifts in the game. This includes recruitment points, stones, and iron, which are often used in our game.
Yes, and the first round of gifts is for everyone. Every commander can claim one. You can record the gift code first.
That's right, and the gift code for the first round of gifts is HAVEAMAR. That is HAVEAMAR. You can tap the avatar at the top left corner in the game and go to Settings and then click Military Supplies to redeem these rewards. Now, it's very straightforward to start with a round of gifts, but I like it and I'm sure our commanders like it too. So next up, there will be multiple more rounds of gifts for you. Keep an eye out for it. So after the gift part, let's talk about some contents of this anniversary. Now, this time, the most exciting content should be the new Lawbringers and Reekers factions. Now, there are two new heroes of these new factions, Palmer and Soros. I've also seen a lot of commanders talking about the new factions and the new heroes in the community. It seems that you're all very concerned and interested in them.
Yes, this is the first time that new factions have been introduced since the game was officially released. We also put a lot of effort into polishing the new heroes, including their skill effect and so on.
Yes, I found that the new faction heroes are very distinctive in visual performance. I like the new hero Soros from the faction Reekers because he is very handsome.
Well, I am glad to hear that, and I am sure that our designers are also very happy to hear that at this moment.
Well, I bet they are. So can you tell us more about these new factions?
New factions and new heroes are an important part of our anniversary. And as I just mentioned, the game has gone live for a year. And up until that point, it had always been a 4 factions only. Everyone has a very good understanding of these factions and their heroes and has developed a lot of lineups and strategies.
And I've seen a lot of these strategies of different faction selections and collocations on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter shared by commanders, and I feel that there are so many possibilities.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is actually an effect that we want to achieve. We'll provide some base elements with different characteristics, such as our heroes in each faction, so that commanders can explore different collocations. Of course, we will also make some guides and recommend suggestions to everyone. For example, if you draw a new hero, there will be a system prompt on how to match and use the new hero. But later on, we found that the lineup commanders created are more and more diverse, sometimes even better than the lineups that we recommended.
Indeed, my partners in the Alliance often discuss the skills of different heroes, and I learn a lot about them.
Yeah, I mean, combats will become more fun and challenging when players have more choices. That's why we're launching a new faction on the first anniversary today. And we hope to provide commanders with more choices of factions and heroes, with more differences and characteristics, so as to enrich the combat experience and make the combat more fun and interesting.
So then what's so special about Lawbringers and Reekers this time?
Well, let me give you some background on the design of the new factions. As you know, Last Fortress is a doomsday survival game. At the beginning of the game design, we had a lot of ideas about the setting of this doomsday world. And you've already learned and experienced some of these before, but in fact, that is not all. We hope to show you more content through more new and interesting forms. New faction this time are one of the new ways. And in the new faction storyline, we will gradually uncover the connection and story among the zombie virus, parallel universe, and Eden. We're complementing the Doomsday story, and it's going to be an amazing story. And we're really excited about it. The new faction storyline mentioned just now will be introduced as the story of the new heroes unfolds. I am going to say too much right now. We also made some special designs for new factions and new heroes, given that some commanders already have new heroes and some have yet to get them or are on the sidelines now. Let me give you a gameplay demonstration and do some basic introduction, and we will give you some initial training suggestions later.
Okay, thank you. So let me ask our crew to switch to the live feed. Okay, now we can see John demonstrating the gameplay. Now, first of all, I would like to explain to you that in order to better show and introduce the new factions and the new heroes to you and avoid affecting the fairness in the game and your game experience, we'll use the beta version package this time, and it will not affect your normal game experience.
Well, let's start with the context of the new faction's worldview. In the game's worldview, before the dawn of human civilization, a mysterious planet in low Earth orbit discovered the Earth's rich metal resources and landed to dig them up. In order to gather resources more quickly, the advanced civilization used its own genes to modify the human genes of the time and made them the leaders of the human community to achieve the goal. Among the many results of the gene modification, the best became the Lawbringers. Before the higher civilization left the Earth, in order to thank the Earth for its gift of resources, they also helped mankind to develop civilization and technology and left the Lawbringers for the Earth. This is the origin of our Lawbringers faction. And in the long history since then, the Lawbringers have guarded the order of the Earth civilization. They advocated the independent development of scientific and technological civilization for human beings. But they only aided from the side. They teach human beings to advocate good morality.
Wow, they sound like very righteous people.
Yes, they are. Where there are righteous people, there must be relatively evil forces. With the process and development of human civilization, human greed also began to grow, and they began to learn about genetic modification techniques that belong to alien civilizations. However, as a result of seeking quick success and instant benefits, there is a mutation, triggering the zombie disaster for decades on Earth. From time to time, there are people who gain abilities from being infected with the zombie virus. They got together and called themselves the Reekers, which is the source of the Reekers faction. The Reekers were praying for a savior at the first place, but the ability from the zombie virus gradually changed their minds. The current goal of the Reekers is to find the Lawbringers, overturning and destroying them. They believe that human weakness and greed are the cause of the disaster, but the nature chose them, so they call themselves the leaders of the new world.
It sounds like there should be a lot of tension between these two factions.
Yes, let's do it. With the background of the new factions, it may be easier to understand the setting of the new heroes. So, let's start with the new hero of the Lawbringers faction, Palmer. From the appearance, the hero has a sense of gravitas. From the background of the faction, we can see that she is from a high-level civilization and is very friendly. In order to show these characteristics, we made a very special reference to a very classic goddess, Athena, methodology when designing.
Wow, Athena is really brave and beautiful. She's my favorite.
Okay, what we see on the screen now is her regular form. When she uses her ability, Sacred Relic, in battle, she enters a state called Star. It would be a different form and it would be really cool. Now, let's take a look at Palmer's skill. She's a long-range DPS dealer and can provide strong buffs. Let's take a look at her skills specifically. Nascent Glow, Sacred Relic, which was just mentioned, And her other form will also have skills such as Grace, Oracle, and Divine Vow. So, as you can see from the skills, Palmer is very strong in damage dealing and defense buffs, which also fits the background of the faction we mentioned earlier. And in terms of skills, I would recommend upgrading her first skill, Nascent Glow. The first skill deals a lot of damage to the enemy and provides a lot of shields if she is in the status of Star. Upgrade this skill to level 5 and both base damage and shield value will increase significantly.
Wow, thank you, John, for giving us so many suggestions that everyone can refer to. Now, is there anything else special about Palmer besides what you just said?
Well, there's another thing that I think it is really cool, otherwise very unique to the Lawbringers faction. As we all know, there is a chain of restraining and restrained relations between the 4 factions in the game. So for this new Lawbringers faction, in terms of the restraint, we're going to make this as there is no corresponding restraint relation between the original 4 factions and the Lawbringers. However, as the new faction acts as God, we added a more omnipotent setting, which is when the Lawbringers hero is paired with another non-Reekers hero, she can be treated as any faction in the calculation of the faction bonus. For example, if we are using Palmer and 4 heroes from the Minuteman, the team will be treated as if there were 5 same faction heroes, and all allies will receive a 20% stat bonus. If we replace Palmer with a hero from other faction, the team will be treated as if there were only 4 same faction heroes, and all allies will only receive a 15% stat bonus.
Is this setup unique to the Lawbringers faction?
Well, actually, yes. Involving in other faction bonuses is unique to the current Lawbringers faction. We have designed a unique buff for the Reekers faction, which is affected as an individual, but it does not affect the faction bonuses of other factions. For example, if the Reekers faction hero is paired with 4 heroes from the Minuteman, the team bonus will be Reekers hero buff plus 15% stat bonus of 4 same faction heroes.
So it sounds like the 2 factions have different characteristics. Now, is it time to talk about Soros, my favorite?
Well, don't worry, let's talk about him now. I'll introduce Soros, the new hero of the Reekers faction. As I mentioned earlier, heroes from the Reekers faction have been affected by the zombie virus, so we can see that Soros, his skin is slightly gray. Well, at the same time, considering the demon abilities of heroes from the Reekers faction, in order to better show the feature of the demon, we made a reference to the classic demon in mythology, Satan and Hades in the design. Soros will also take 2 forms. Besides the regular appearance, there is another devil form, which is also very cool. And next, let's look specifically at Soros' skills. Soros is said to be a damage dealer. His skills in normal form, Doomsday Judgment, Demonic Power, and Dark Authority. And his skills in devil form, Demon form, Aura of Fear, and Infinite Darkness. In terms of skills, Soros' attack is very, very powerful. For example, in demon form, Doomsday Judgment can deal damage and ignore the opponent's defenses.
He deserves to be the devil's faction.
Well, very devil. I would also recommend prioritizing his first skill, Doomsday Judgment, because this skill can deal high damage to the enemy. In devil form, this skill can deal damage and ignore the enemy's defense, and therefore it is recommended to upgrade this skill first to deal higher damage.
Okay, thank you, John, for that introduction. It feels like 2 new faction heroes are worth looking forward to and gaining.
Yes, that's right, definitely. We have designed special events for this anniversary in the game. Through the event center, you can tap the past memories to see the display of 2 new heroes, both very cool. And we can choose one of the heroes to enter the level, pass a few levels, and complete the mission. Then you can actually use the hero, and you can change the selected hero once in the middle. And how about we take a look at the actual battle in the game?
Yeah, watching these battles, we can already feel the strength of these new heroes. So let's take this opportunity to ask John another question. Now, many players are asking this. Any suggestions on how to collocate new faction heroes, John?
Well, first of all, there is no such thing as the strongest lineup in the last fortress because the relatively stronger lineups as the update of the game, they will also have some different changes. And I know, of course, that you want me to give some specific answers.
Yes, that's true. We do want some specific answers.
Well, then I'll provide some practical collocation suggestions for your reference. Let's break it down. If you want to use 2 new heroes in a lineup in S0, I personally recommend Roland plus Palmer plus Laurel plus Callie plus Soros. In S1, replace Callie with Galan. And the whole idea is to get extra action against the opposite, front and back. And if you only have Palmer in S0, I'll recommend Enrique, Palmer, Laurel, Blanche, and Betty. And the idea behind this lineup is that Enrique can take damage from the enemy. Laurel can deal AoE damage to the enemy's back row. Blanche deals massive damage to a single target. And Betty can slow the enemy down. They're very powerful. In S1, you can also replace Callie with Galan. This way, Enrique takes damage from the enemy. Laurel can deal AoE damage to the enemy's back row. And Blanche deals damage to a single target. Galan will take them all down. The combat effect will be better this way.
Oh.
But if you only have Soros, in S0, I'll recommend to have Roland, Enrique, Laurel, Callie, and Soros. In S1, replace Callie with Galan, so he can take the enemy down in the end.
Oh, okay. Wow, did everyone remember that? Well, maybe you'll have to look back at this video again. Have a try in this game. Now, thanks to John for this detailed introduction of our new factions. It turns out that behind a new faction, a hero, there are so many considerations and ingenuity.
Yes, it is a big project, and we have also put a lot of thought and energy into it, hoping to bring you more and better experience.
Yes, recently we have seen a lot of commanders talking about the tips of the new factions. Now, after John's introduction and presentation, will commanders have some new ideas and inspirations?
Well, I would like to talk about one more thing. The contents just introduced are some suggestions in the current stage from the point of view of the designers. With the future updates and changes, as well as players' understanding and exploration of new factions, there will certainly be more lineups. And some of them can even be the lineups just recommended. We would actually love to see that happen.
Wow, okay, because it represents the discovery of new possibilities.
Exactly, that's it.
Oh, I look forward to it. Now, finally, let me remind you that the Lawbringers and Reekers hero are limited edition this time. Now, after this anniversary event, they will not appear in the recruitment pool again. So, random hero chest or selectable hero chest, commanders who want them should seize this opportunity.
Absolutely, yes. And in order to give you a better idea of the background story of the new factions, by participating in the Lawbringers and Reekers events, commanders can get instant access to one of the new heroes as they experience their memories. And after completing the entire campaign, you can also get 30 free limited time tickets to draw the new heroes. And after that, if you want to gain more heroes, you can win them in the Anniversary Limited Edition pool. Besides new heroes, there are also a variety of item rewards in the pool. You can get them according to your own needs. And finally, don't miss out on the event of the first 10 recruitments at half price every day.
Okay, thank you to John's introductions about the new factions. That contained a lot of real information and many suggestions. I believe it will be helpful to all of you. Now, please note that the new Lawbringers and Reekers heroes will be available for a limited time only. So after listening to the introduction, if you like them, you must seize the day and get them. It's vital. Now, we talked a lot about the new factions and new heroes, so let's lighten it up a bit.
Yes, it's time for the gifts.
That's right. It's time for a second round of gifts. And well, it's on the screen. The gift code for the second round of gifts is VELOUSBI. I will say that one more time. VELOUSBI. Now, the gift includes faction recruitment tickets, power, and Z-coins.
Yes, the rewards selected this time are some commonly used items. And of course, this is not all. There will be more rounds of gifts, so don't miss out.
Yep, that's true. There's more rounds of gifts coming. Now, after this round of gifts, let's move on to the Q&A session. We've collected a lot of questions and suggestions from our commanders from the community and various other channels, and we'd like to thank you for your support.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much.
Now, from all the questions, we picked out a few of them that people are more concerned about. We also want to take this opportunity to ask John for some answers and responses.
Okay, no problem.
Okay then, so for our first question, this is a question about game mechanics. Some players have said that I hope the grouping of season matchmaking can be fairer. Now, there is a wide disparity in alliance strengths. For both the winning side and the losing side, it's a bad experience and a loss of fun.
Well, first, we are sorry for the bad experience. Season matching is always what we attached great importance to, and we will continue to improve our grouping matching mechanism. Take the actual situation of different servers into full consideration and try our best to create a better season experience for everyone. This is what we will continue to improve, so please rest assured.
Yes, that's right. We will continue to improve the grouping. And the second question is there any plan to introduce a trading system between players in the game? Let players get help from other players, especially when they need resources for early development. So what do you think of this question, John?
Well, we have plans for the trading system, but considering the health of the ecosystem within the game, we will limit the trading range so that players can trade some event items and some special items. For example, starting with the S3, the alloy in the game can be produced and traded with diamonds. As for the resource requirements for early development mentioned by this player, we are also constantly improving the production mechanism and the number of channels for event items to help everyone develop faster and better.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for your answer, John. Now let's move on next to our next question. Wow, okay. This question is also one that I wanted to ask. So the player said, I like the various mini games so much, like Tile Crush and like the new excavation gameplay, and they're so interesting. Are there any more plans for similar gameplay in the future?
Well, first of all, thank you for enjoying the mini games. It is designed to enrich your game experience. So we will continue to release new mini games. You guys can look forward to it. And in fact, this anniversary event, we have launched a new mini game, Adventure for Treasure. You can give it a go.
Wow, okay. I mean, adventure for treasure. It also sounds very fun. Now let's move on to the next question. Are there any new plans for season play in the future? At present, it is mainly occupying red and blue mines. It gets a little dull after a long time. And I know that's a sharp question, but can you answer it?
Well, as for the season, we will continue to release new gameplay to provide more diverse gaming experiences for you. Please rest assured of that. Here's a gameplay we are working on. We are trying to remove the Eden in the center of the map and turn the battle around Eden in the past seasons into a direct attack and defense between the alliances, making this as the main content of the season. Allow more alliances to fully participate in the season play. As far as the red and blue ores you mentioned, we will gradually reduce their importance in future seasons to reduce the burden and pressure on occupying land. And I think we'll see some of those very soon.
That's right. Let's expect them. Now, the next question is about heroes. Now, I like the heroes in the game very much, but the story and content about them are very little. So can you add more content to the game?
Well, actually, in fact, some of our main heroes have background stories already. Maybe they're not particularly obvious. As for other heroes, in fact, at the beginning of the design, we have already created their own character stories, and we will continue to show you this part in the future. Please stay tuned. In addition, if you are interested, you are welcome to participate in the recreation of our hero stories in the future. Tell us the hero story in your heart.
Yeah, all right, that's great. Now, our next question is a very interesting one. This game started from an underground fortress, but a lot of seasons took place on the ground. Is it possible to develop more scenarios, terrain gameplay, or combat in the future, such as sea battles or air battles, etc.?
Well, that is a very imaginative idea, and it sounds very exciting. We happen to have plans to expand the battlefield, including the ideas of sea battles or air battles mentioned by this player. In fact, some of this is already happening, such as players entering Season of War will enter the floating land and send troops to explore and adventure on the island. Of course, we will continue to design more gameplay in the future to make the game experience even richer. So stay tuned.
Wow, air battles seem very interesting. Let's expect it. Now, the next question is about how to get heroes. The drawing probability of heroes above elite rarity is too low. So we can't always draw the good heroes that we want, and we hope to improve the drawing mechanism. Can you tell us about that?
Well, on this question, first of all, we think that in gameplay with probabilistic design, the more precious rewards are less likely to occur, which is a relatively reasonable situation. As for the acquisition of heroes in the game, especially the acquisition of more rare heroes, we will also allow commanders to acquire some rare heroes through more events, including some free channels as well. We will try our best to help commanders get more heroes.
Okay, thanks. So here's our last question. This is what I'm also concerned about. Now, in the game, the in-game translation is not very accurate at the moment. So is there any plan to improve this?
Well, we will continue to improve the translation in the game. There's a lot of players from different countries, so the translation is actually a very important part of our game, and we're very focused on it. In addition, I would like to say something more about communication. Our community also provides a multi-language environment. You can also find some guides, introductions, or other interesting content that you need in the community.
Okay, great. Thanks, John, for answering all of these questions. And thanks again to all our commanders who asked these questions and made suggestions.
Yes, thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Actually, in addition to this question collecting event, we have read all the questions, suggestions, including teasing feedback that you have left in the community in the past. And we have studied and discussed them with the team. So we also made corresponding optimizations and adjustments in each update. In the future, we will create more opportunities to communicate with you, even face to face, to listen to your thoughts, questions, and suggestions about the game.
That's right. We are open to your suggestions and ideas at all times. So we were just able to answer some questions from our players. Now, do we have any plans or big moves from the studio that we can share now, John?
Well, for the future, we do plan a lot of content. As I mentioned before, when introducing the Lawbringers and Reekers factions, we are constantly working on the background story of the game world. In the Q&A session just now, some of the follow-up plans were also revealed. Besides these contents, I guess we can briefly introduce our upcoming update from 4 aspects.
Well, then I'll leave it to you. Tell us, what are those aspects?
Well, first, we'd like to enhance the social system. We have noticed that players are communicating with each other more frequently recently, and that is why we want to work on the social system, like measuring the intimacy between players to improve the interacting experience in the game. And second, in terms of alliance experience, we will later enable top-ranking alliances to match and compete with their opponents in the alliance duel, and bring new maps to enrich everyone's experience of alliance battles. And for alliance members ranking in the middle, we will enable players to interact with each other on the large maps in the later stage to bring more fun to everyone. And third, as I mentioned earlier, it's the mini games that players are very concerned about. Since last year, we have introduced various types of mini games like Fortress and Guard, Tile Crush, etc. And during this anniversary event, a new mini game, Adventure for Treasure, was also released. So give it a go now. And next, we will have more fun mini games online. By the way, some of our mini games in the past were actually inspired by our commanders. In the future, if you have any interesting ideas, you can leave us a message in the community.
Well, we look forward to it.
Well, May, I would like to mention that some of the contents that you just mentioned are expected to be released soon. For very specific information, you can continue to follow the content news in the game and the community. I will not discuss it here and now today. So, to leave it to your imagination.
Yep, that's right. Keep up to date on all the news on our community platforms.
Exactly. And by the way, May, now are we going to get that session again?
Which session?
I guess that's everybody's favorite session. The gift session.
Oh, well, I guess that John prepared many gifts for today's live stream, and there's a lot of stuff that he wants to give away today. So, without further ado, let's move on to our third round of gifts. The gift code for this round is Now, RTHDAYLF. I'm going to say that one more time. RTHDAYLF. Did you get that? All right, so these gifts include construction and tech speed up items and iron.
Yes, commanders who have claimed this round of gifts can still wait for another round later.
So, of course, we will have another round, but it sounds great right now, and it is great. And we can't wait to give out more gifts because I know, like I said, John prepared many gifts today.
Of course! I mean, we hope that everyone can get a good time today with lots of real stuff and gifts received.
I don't know if you noticed, John, but the 3 gift codes we just gave out, they have a special meaning.
Oh, wow, you found that out?
Oh, yeah. This detail is very thoughtful, and I believe it is also another way to express our gratitude to the game and to all our commanders. Speaking of which, we're going to show you a short video, and this short video records the various contributions of commanders collected since the launch of the last fortress. It's full of memories. Watch carefully because you might be in there. We have so many commanders and so many wonderful memories. Did you see yourself?
Absolutely. There are indeed many stories worth remembering. And I was very impressed with the New Year video we did last year, especially the one from the commander Norcalls_tribe. Like a true leader, he sent blessings and encouragement to his friends. And I was very inspired after watching his video.
Yeah, the way I see it, Last Fortress is like a link connecting people from all over the world. And we have different cultural backgrounds, we speak different languages, and we have different habits, but within the game, we are connected by common pursuits and common interests, just like friends and family.
Absolutely. I mean, we have seen a lot of commanders sharing stories about the game. And it was great to interact with other commanders, just like brothers and sisters, family. It's beautiful.
Okay, that's it. We're coming to the end of today's live stream. Now, perhaps many commanders are not done yet. I just read a message asking for more packs.
Well, I mean, no problem. We've also prepared a final pack, which is even a little richer.
Oh yeah, let's give it away. The gift code for the last round of gifts is 20230505. One more time, 20230505, which happens to be today's date in the game, so it's easy to remember. Now, the reward for this round is a special pack. When opening it, commanders can get random items of varying amounts and values. It's time to take a chance.
I think so too. It is random content, but trust me, it won't be bad.
So you can take some time now to record the gift code. Finally, I would like to remind you, including this round, all of the rewards of gift codes in today's live stream need to be redeemed by 10 o'clock on May 6th, 2023. 10 o'clock on May 6th, 2023. Game time, okay? And the redemption will be closed after that time, so get to it quick.
Yeah, and by the way, the anniversary event in the game still continues, and there are many fun contents. I hope you can play more and have more fun.
That's right, especially heroes with Lawbringers and Reekers that we just introduced. So do not miss out, our commanders.
And that's it. Finally, I want to thank all of our commanders. Not only those that are watching today, but also the commanders who have supported us since the game launched. Last Fortress success is built on everybody's support. So we will continue to work hard to provide you with more fun and interesting gaming experiences. So thank you.
Yes, and thank you to all of our commanders. That's it for today. Until next time.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you.